on compliance with fuel pricing and loading policies, which provides the following directives. It states there, I quote, "Accordingly, all oil companies are hereby mandated to direct their company-owned and dealer-owned gasoline stations to strictly comply with the following measures. Number 1, compliance with the price directive on petroleum products. 1.1, all gasoline stations must strictly comply with the price directive, including any staggered price adjustments as mandated by the Secretary of Energy. And 1.2, all gasoline stations shall not be allowed to prematurely implement any price increase, commit any form of profiteering, or assist in the commission of the same." They were asked to submit their sworn explanation to the Director of the Oil Industry Management Bureau of the Department of Energy, Energy Center, Rizal Drive, BGC, Taguig City. It should be in writing, under oath, and done within 24 hours. So, how do we report? The enforcement team were instructed to listen to the announcements of the Secretary and the Oil Industry Management Bureau on a price range every week. If they go beyond the price range, we are asking consumers, the mayors, the police, everyone, to report on any unauthorized adjustments. So we are doing this so that we still have a fair playing field, even if there are extraordinary circumstances. If you would allow, let me also explain that the current policy
we can, did they show you the staggering of prices? Okay, we can have it printed also and sent to you. Just ask sila Andrea for a copy. But can we flash the other file, Mandy, on what are the airing gasoline stations that Wimpy's team has investigated? We can provide the file. These are alleged pa lang. We are still asking them to defend themselves. But these are the reported, whether through DOE, through the PNP, through the mayor, even in our social media. These are some of the collated. We are still trying to cope with the number of complaints, but the 54, I believe, will be issued or have been issued already, including the ones that Wimpy went to. Liit ba? I will send you the copy. Yes, can you send a copy to the team? And then I also just want to, because there are total is about 87 cases that we have gone through already, but 55 have been deemed na kailangan we deem that there's a violation, so we're asking them to answer. So in Mandaluyong, Manila, Parañaque, Pasay City, Mandaluyong 2, Manila City 2, Parañaque 3, Pasay City 4, Pasig 5, Quezon City 6, and Taguig City 4. That's a total of 26 gas stations in Metro Manila. And that's Metro Manila, which is the most urban city that we have. We are still collating more information in the rest of the country, but the rest would be outside of Metro Manila, out of the 54. So more than kalahati po, mga Manila gas stations pa ang nagbabiolate. So we do appreciate the reporting. We need all the information we can get. We are just overwhelmed with the volume, but we are trying to streamline the reporting process in which we can show like what is the reporting process from now on. Para kung meron po kayong nakita at na-picturean ninyo or naka-video kayo, pakita niyo yung resibo ninyo, we have worked together with DICT through their eGov program. Go ahead. Mandy, do you have the video? So you just go to eGov. All right.
So sa eGov, yeah. So sa eGov PH, meron po tayong icon dito, report, no? Katabi niya OFW. So dyan sa report, pag pinindot natin yan, allow current location. Okay. So lalabas yung gas station concerns. Okay? Tapos i-click po natin yan. Tapos isusulat na po natin yung details ng incident or report. Pwede pong classified as ongoing, pwede pong late reporting. Ibig sabihin, hindi na siya ongoing. Nangyari na siya previously. Tapos pwede po tayo mag-upload ng documents or files. Tapos ang mangyayari po niyan, pwede tayong tanungin, ito po ba ay tungkol sa panic buying, fuel hoarding, non-compliance with fuel pricing, unauthorized price increase. So may mga categories po dyan. Tapos ang mangyayari po dyan, pag nakuha na yan, binibigyan kukuha na yung Department of Energy, kukunin na yung mga pieces of information na nireport natin. So ang lalabas dun pag nakuha na po yung report ninyo, makakakuha kayo ng text message kasi sa eGov PH, na-validate po yung number natin, cellphone number, na-validate din yung email natin, na-validate po na totoong tao tayo. So hindi po tayo troll. So, makaka-receive kayo na your report is already pending. Tapos habang tinitingnan po ng mga taga-Department of Energy, 3 layers po yon. Kung meron pang pwedeng idagdag or kulang sa information kasi minsan ang report ay may overpricing po dito. Hindi namin alam kung saan yung address. So we usually advise who, what, where, when, why, how. Para makuha yung detalye ng report, naka-attach yung pictures. Tapos po, pag nakita na natin na kompleto na yung report ninyo at pwede na kaming gumalaw for an administrative case build-up, so pwedeng papapuntahan na po yan ng Department of Energy for inspection. Pangalawa po, yung pagpunta ko, show cause order. Pangatlo po, pwedeng magkaroon na ng explanation kung ano yung mga sinubmit nung binigyan natin ng due process. Kung unreasonable yon, pwedeng maging cancellation of certificate of compliance, which is tantamount to closing the establishment. We reminded everybody earlier that the business of selling petroleum products comes up with additional conditions and responsibilities because hindi po siya normal na negosyo and they have to get a certificate of compliance with the Department of Energy. If there are violations in the certificate of compliance, it can be temporarily suspended or permanently pong cancelled.
Mandy, can we show the video? Quick lang. It's just a 30-second video. May sound ba yan? Yes.
May reklamo ba kayo sa inyong lokal na gasolinahan? Gamit ang e-gov app, mabilis at madali na ang magulat sa home screen. I-tap lang ang icon na report para magsimula. Lalabas ang e-report dashboard. Pupunta kayo sa e-report section kung saan makikita ang iba't ibang kategorya ng sumbong. Piliin ang gas station concerns para sa mga isyong may kinalaman sa produktong petrolyo. Dito, maaari ninyong piliin kung ang report ay ongoing o late reporting. I-click ang drop-down menu para piliin ang particular na problema, gaya ng fuel hoarding, unauthorized price increase, or refusal to sell fuel. Sa text box, ilagay ang mahalagang detalye ng inyong karanasan o obserbasyon. Maging direkta at malinaw sa inyong mensahe. Huwag kalimutang mag-attach na ebidensya gaya ng litrato o video para mas mapabilis ang aksyon sa inyong ulat. Kapag kompleto na ang lahat, i-click lamang ang submit. At yan na, nakatulong ka na sa pagsisiguro ng tapat na serbisyo.
Okay. Now, this morning, we Undersecretary Wimpy went to three companies. These are special because this is Platinum Petroleum Corporation at C5 in Pasig City. They overcharged by 53.71% on their diesel. Imbis na 51.98, nag-charge sila ng 79.99. Metro Oil Subic Incorporated at Don Mariano Marcos Avenue, North Fairview, Quezon City. Metro Oil yan. Ang isa kanina, Global Oil. This one's Metro Oil. Their diesel at 44.72% more expensive than what is prescribed. Ano pangalan nito? GSW 1718 Xfinity OPC. It's an independent gas station at Commonwealth Avenue corner Viceroy Street, Fairview, Quezon City. 42.68% overpriced. Just to give them proper due process under the law, we have given them 24 hours to explain on this allegation. So, we're going strict on this, and the rest will follow because not only 3 did we issue today, but 55. May +1 na kanina. So 55 orders that we issued today. Kaya, reminder lang to, sa mga gas stations, makikinabang kayo sa isang araw, 2 araw, pero pag nahuli po kayo, forever na kayo hindi pwedeng magbenta. So, we appeal naman to your good side na let's not take advantage of the situation. Let's not make everybody panic because we have more than enough supply. And wag nating take advantage yung nervyos ng mga tao. Because tama naman, we are all getting nervous also. Pero let's not take advantage. Because if you do, then we will be very forceful in closing your business because we will cancel your permit and the rest of your company's permit. So, thank you. Any more, Wimpy, on your side? Yes, go ahead. Sige. Sige, go ahead na lang.
Lahat ba nang nagtaas prior to Tuesday, to tomorrow? Lahat ba yun ay illegal na ginawa? Illegal ba yung ginawa nila? Nag-increase sila?
Yes, in general, yes. Remember, we have given them directives of no price adjustments until tomorrow. We have issued this no profiteering. In fact, it was mentioned by the President during his speech. A directive of the DOE was issued, and a permit to operate a gas station is dependent on dapat sumusunod ka sa mga directive nung ahensya na nagbigay sa kayo ng permit. Hence, DOE is the one canceling it.
Regardless kung hindi naman siya lumagpas sa price range, over the weekend, may price range kayo na kasi, paano kung nag-increase siya? Kung hindi naman nag-pass din sa price range, illegal pa rin.
That is why we're giving them a chance to explain kung anong reason, why did they increase. We want to find out also baka yung nag-deliver din ng supplier din nila ng gas, yun din yung nagpaakyat eh. So we're trying to find out what is the reason. That's why we're giving them time. But those companies that I mentioned, the may 40-50% increase, that is very exorbitant and very obvious profiteering. But we'll go through the process of the due process under the law. You can check on the list because there are also big companies, well, mga franchise nila or mga branches nila. No? So you can check in the list. There's just too many. We'll send you the list to all the, kung kailangan nyo, nandiyan si Andrea, may listahan yan. Thank you.
Some clarification po. Regarding po dun sa mga airing mga station po, like initially po, like may estimated figure po kayo? Or
of how many they are?
yes po, like currently
Currently, we only have, as of, I think as of right now, mga 80 plus na siya, no? Ano kasi, dagdag ng dagdag eh.
Okay po.
But we don't just put it in the list. We only issue show cause orders when we have the pictures, when the police have gone there and they have inspected, or the LGU or the DOE. Hindi naman to na lahat na lang na report. Naka-screen na to eh. So once you make a report, any of the viewing public makes a report, we validate it naman. We check your evidence that or the photos that you sent. And then most cases, over the weekend, the police went to the gas stations. And now I think even the LGUs, mga mayors, nagpapadala na rin ng tao because there's too many reports of this. So we go day by day on the number.
Sorry.
I'll let 8. Sige, I'll issued show cause orders 55. 54? 55. And then the ones that have been reviewed are 78. Tama ba, Mandy? It's the bottom. Yeah. What do you have there? 78. Wala ang total. Let me get lang the ano. I think it's around 78, if I'm not mistaken. Yes,
sorry.
The date under review.
In the provinces, it's the field offices, the police, and the mayors that are checking, and then they send us back the info. Medyo hindi pa naka-centralize kasi sa amin dito. So we're trying to cope with the reports. Yes, go ahead.
Okay, hi ma'am. My question, forgive my ignorance. Under which ambit did you issue the price range rules over the weekend? Because I understand that the industry has been deregulated and therefore you'll let market forces influence prices. So help us understand. Thank you po.
All right. Yes, they determine. Like now, they determine their price. Petron is 19 pesos, while the others are 24. No, they tell us. We announce it on a Tuesday. So, dapat yun na yung change. Hindi yung magdadagdag ka pa in a few days. That's the range already. So if you keep on adding and adding, that is not, hindi yan yung usapan eh. Kailangan pagka Tuesday, mag-change ka na. Then you add na. Not more and more for the rest of the week. If there's any change, we do it on the next Tuesday again. Diba? So that's profiteering na kung like 50% increase. That's never been the price that was indicated by the company to DOE kasi nagre-report naman sila sa amin.
Ay.
Yes, sir.
Sorry po, clarification lang din po. May nakita po kasi ako like one company po na nag-start ng staggering early po dun sa listahan po. A bit of clarification lang po that did they get permission from you po ba or things like that? And also, my third and final one is yung iba rin po ba mga gas companies magbibigay din po ba ng listahan ng mga staggered po nila or na-agree na po na lahat po ng mga gas company magsa-stagger na talaga po?
Right. The staggering starts tomorrow, not before.
So
So that's an unauthorized increase already because the increase should start on a Tuesday.
pero po may nakita.
Correct, that's what I mean. So that's a violation. Dapat walang increase before Tuesday.
Okay,
Kasi
sir.
may usapan na yun. Now, I'm sorry. But there's a list there of the companies that are staggering. This is voluntary on the staggering meaning pautay-utay, no? This is voluntary on the part of the companies. Kasi this is their also their contribution to trying to help our economy and our countrymen in the sudden increase. So so far the ones I have mentioned are the ones that have volunteered to stagger their prices para pa konti-konti lang para maplano natin na maayos kung kailan tayo magpapagas. The rest, I'm inviting them all to also participate in this staggering of prices para lahat-lahat na lang makakatulong po tayo.
Ay, sorry, let me rephrase lang po. Kasi po, pagkakita ko po dun sa listahan, like, there was one company that started po, January 8 pa yung staggering. Did they get that permission? Ay, sorry, February 8, March 8, sorry. Apologies. Apologies.
Then maybe you should report that to Wimpy so that he can...
Ay, hindi po ba? Nakita ko lang po eh.
But the staggering should, the price increases should start tomorrow.
Okay.
Yes, go ahead.
Sec, hello. South Korean President Lee Jae-myung just announced that authorities would cap domestic fuel prices to contain the spike in prices for the first time in nearly 30 years in South Korea. Is it also doable here in the Philippines to cap the fuel prices?
We are constrained by the law and the deregulation. That's we do not have the powers to cap or to control the prices unless maybe they give us authority or an amendment of the law or emergency powers. But as of now, speaking as DOE, DOE does not have the power to do so.
Will DOE seek those powers po? Will you back if a lawmaker proposes that kind of amendment po?
I do believe that is a good option for us. A certain degree that DOE would have the mandate to regulate to a certain extent the prices of oil, especially pump prices. But what we are seeking now, that is a welcome change for us in the future. What we are seeking now is the immediate solutions that we can find in the next 2, 3, or 4 weeks.
Okay, thank you, Sec.
Ma'am, if I may follow up.
Secretary Jesus Ligaso po, DZMM. We understand na meron po tayong oil deregulation law and therefore we cannot cap the pump prices sa mga gasolinahan. Pero sa gitna nga po ng mga krisis po na ito sa gitnang silangan, may mga grupo na nanawagan po na ibasura na totally yung batas. Sa mata po ng DOE, ano po ang reaction natin dito? Is the law still sufficient and what can we do about it? Salamat po.
The oil deregulation is not just that doesn't only speak about prices. There are other things that it regulates, let's say, no? So maybe an amendment to the law, not the entire law. No? If Congress wishes to do so, that's their that's the legislative action. We just, as an executive, we only follow what the law says. So if there's a change, then I think it would be a welcome change also for us to be able to scrutinize more how the prices are computed, and if we should limit or make a uniform pricing. That's something that they can discuss and consider. Kung wala pang tanong kasi may mga...
Sec,
okay, go ahead.
yung oil deregulation law, alam po natin in effect ngayon, pero habang umiiral po yan, ano po yung magbibigay sa atin ng kapangyarihan na manghuli gaya po nung ginawa natin kanina, and ano po ang protection ng public kung oil deregulated nga po ang ating sistema?
We are not basing the show cause orders and all the other sanctions that we are doing not only on the oil deregulation law. It is under what are the laws that you can enumerate, Secretary?
Batas Pambansa 33, PD as amended by PD 1865. We also have criminal laws, that's why it's also stated there. So there was one case, Madam Secretary, that ang nakita ng ating kapulisan ay yung paglalagay ng hazardous material sa unsafe containers, and that's a violation of the Bureau of Fire laws. No? So,
If we're okay with this, we can move to the topic of the containers,
Apo.
yung mga bote-bote.
Sec,
Just to sige, go ahead.
May mga patanong lang. Hanggang April 15 na lang daw po bang supply ng diesel, gas, and kerosene?
We have enough supply until the end of April, and we have enough time also to order for more. So, ang usual kasi na deliveries, ang capacity lang ng ating mga oil companies is around mga 15 days or more. Yun yung nung storage nila, kasi hindi naman ganun kalaki na they can store about up to 200 days eh. So may required sila na 15 days, pero ang capacity nila siguro 40, and that's the only, so they have to replenish every 40 days, let's say. So we have more than enough time to order the next batch. Fortunately, the companies now have secured enough for about 50 days, I think, no? Since last week, so that's 40 days more. So ngayon, nag-order na sila ng panibago para po sa end of April or after April. That is what our advice to them: order already, because we don't know how long this war will continue, but at least we need to secure the supply na darating siya by end of April. We have more than enough time, so there's no shortage. What will distort the market is if some people, unscrupulous people, would hoard. Kasi masisira talaga, kasi ano na yan eh, may trend na yan eh, kung magkano yung nako-consume natin every day, how much do we need for supply for the next 15 days. But if there are people that keep on hoarding and probably think that they can sell it more expensive in the next few weeks, then that will really affect us. So let's guard ourselves against that. Thank you.
Saan po tayo nag-order ngayon kung mahirap pong kumuha sa Middle East?
I'll have Yusek Sandy to explain what are the other options. Ibig sabihin. All right.
Yeah, okay. So traditionally sa Asia tayo nag-order ng finished products natin. So dominant dito will be China, South Korea, at saka Singapore. At the onset of the conflict, of course, sanay naman lahat ng petroleum players about sudden things happening, yung mga black swan events na katulad nito. So they've been going out and looking for alternative sources for these finished products. So ang primary uplift really is potentially other countries out of harm's way, which are the US, Canada, Australia, and closer will be India. And I think kung nabasa nyo, US has relaxed the hindi naman embargo, the ban on Russian crude trading. India gets a lot of its crude oil from Russia as well. So parang ma-open yung tap, and we think this action can relieve some of the regional pressures on finished products. So, active ang source, continuing ang pagganap ng source around the regions.
Just to clarify. Go ahead.
Sir, ano yung progress natin dun sa possibility na government na rin yung possible na maghanap ng mga bagong suppliers? Nabanggit ni Sec kahapon sa interview.
Yeah, of course, in this kind of situation, we try to cover all options, no? So may active work towards exploring government itself sourcing, no? But we are working on it. Kumbaga nagkakaroon na ng clarity on potential action. This is not to compete with our private oil companies, but in support of stability of our inventory.
Active yung government-to-government negotiation, may ganun na po ba ngayon?
Well, hindi lang natin nililimit for G2G. Okay? We have to look at the reality of the situation. Lahat ng bansa sa mundo tinatamaan. So there is a limited willingness of other governments to let go of supply. Sa instances na to, it's more connecting with the big traders, the big commercial traders.
Sec,
But of course, we do not, we are continuing to engage with other national oil companies. Kasi pare-pareho naman tayong nasasaktan. And to some extent, some can afford to let go of some supply. But of course, may mga political ramifications, no? In terms of kanya-kanyang energy security.
Sec, good afternoon po. Question po. Arles po from One News. Sec, tanong lang po, because of course the public in a way has no other choice but to accept and of course still use oil and fuel for their daily lives. But I think the concern po is after this, kunwari po ma-resolve ba yung war and of course magkaroon ng sufficient demand, are we also expecting na malaki din yung magiging rollback natin? Because nung last time na nagtaas po yung prices nung Ukraine and Russia war, hindi naman po parang nasa 10 pesos din ata yung binaba. Parang almost the same po nung kasagsagan at peak nung war. Any maybe in a way promise or expectation from the DOE po?
If the international price goes down, then we will also go down. That's as far as we compute it based on the international market, and we compare the reports of the oil companies on our estimates. And if they go beyond what we expect, then we have them explain. But yes, the usual route would be sinusundan natin yung international market. If I can just add lang, the next topic would be about the containerized, yung mga take home. And then second would be, last I would like to emphasize again on the energy efficiency. If, pwede ba mag-proceed si Wimpy on that? Yes, go ahead.
Yeah, okay. So kadalasan pong tanong, customers using fleet cards purchase fuel via drums or containers. Are these covered by the restriction on selling fuel in containers? Ang mga example ng mga customers na to are the following: fishing vessels and marine equipment, sea transport operations, generator sets of hospitals, telecoms, government offices, local government operational requirements, agricultural machinery and equipment, telecommunication towers, and related facilities. The intent of the guideline is to prevent hoarding but not to disrupt legitimate operations that requires fuel. Under Batas Pambansa 33, hoarding refers to undue accumulation of petroleum products beyond normal inventory levels, or the unjust refusal to sell or distribute the same to consumers. Furthermore, the DOE Department Circular 2017-11-0011 allows fuel retailers to dispense petroleum products into appropriate and safe portable containers subject to applicable safety requirements. So yung sa department circular na yun, may mga drawing po doon tsaka kung ano yung safe containers. Therefore, or accordingly, fuel sales using drums or containers may be allowed for legitimate operational purposes. Regular purchases that are consistent with the customer's historical consumption pattern remain permitted. Transactions that significantly exceed normal purchasing patterns may be subjected to verification.
Sec, pwede mo
Sec.
Sec, may possibility ba na tumaas pa yung dagdag 17 to 24 sa mga susunod na linggo?
Ano sabi ni Sandy ka last week? Only God knows. We don't know. We don't know. It's not within our control. They have different statements every day. Iba-iba. May nagsasabi na 2 weeks lang to, 4 weeks lang to. Iba, as long as they don't surrender. So we don't know really. It's difficult. It's
Sec, kung hindi tayo makapaglagay ng cap dun sa price dahil nga sa oil deregulation, pero merong mga gas station naman po na sinasabi 20 liters lang sila. Pwede po ba yon? Allowed na yun lang ang ibibigay nila per motorist?
To limit the what you mean is to limit yung consumption, yung purchase. We haven't issued anything on that yet, and I don't think we are anticipating that. So far, as our computations are, if we do consume as much as we historically do, there's no need to cap the consumption.
Pero I mean, kung may mga nagpapatupad na po nito ng mga gas station, allowed po ba sila na gawin yon? Or depende na po? May violation po ba sila?
I think as a practically a public utility, they have to. That would not be allowed.
May we kindly take questions one at a
Let me
time?
just check on that with my lawyers, but I don't think you can limit public service.
I'll put more order. So you first, and you. Okay, then you again.
Hello, sir. Jason po ng SMN.
One question lang po. Para sa mga kababayan po natin na hindi po alam, still, meron po bang fuel discounts for PUV drivers for this week po, Secretary?
Yes, there will be fuel discounts. If you go to our Facebook page, we have a list there actually, especially those who have like ano ba yun? Parang membership card, and most especially for public utility vehicles or TNVS. Meron po silang mga special discounts yan. Iba 1 peso per liter, or may iba nga nakita ko 2 or 3 pesos depending on the company. We have been asking them to continue this and even add more. They have responded positively naman. Just check lang our Facebook page, or maybe you can check with your favorite gas station na meron silang mga offers.
Sir, maliban po sa mga fuel discounts, ano ba yung mga in-explore po ng DOE para ma-ibsan yung top po ng fuel price increase?
We are the agency that only our mandate is up to fuel and electricity, ano. As to fuel, the immediate impact would be transportation, but that's under the OTR, and the interventions would be with them or with the Department of Agriculture for our farmers and fisher folks. And then We are also trying to study. We've studied, actually, we've seen our simulations of what would be the impact on electricity, and we are already exploring interventions. I cannot elaborate now because we're still checking what are the kung anong pwede namin gawin. But just to keep the electricity from rising, no? Because yes, this is diesel, but diesel is our transportation, and most of our fuel needs transportation.
Thank you, sir.
I understand that the Secretary here said that government negotiation. Yusek Sandy, thank you very much. I understand that Yusek Sandy here said that government-to-government negotiation is somehow not really viable because of governments are not willing to let go of supply. I was thinking, if you're dealing with big traders, have forward contracts or hedging contracts been signed before? And my other question is, China being one of the major suppliers in the region, especially Asia and the Philippines. This is kind of hypothetical, but don't you think? And it will be a political call. Don't you think China could use it as a leverage to make some demands? And I have a second question, sir. Thank you very much. And any official who could address my question. Thank you.
Yeah, precisely of what you said. All of these factors complicate any negotiation, especially if you talk about there are a lot of instruments to protect against these events, hedging. Kaya lang government cannot hedge because how do you explain when you get on the loss side? Yeah. Yun ang main stumbling block. In terms naman of talking G to G, of course, yung political relationships play a big role in that. Lumalabas ka sa usapan na, I want to buy, do you want to sell me? Other issues around the relationships of the countries will definitely come into the picture. So hindi siya rin simple. So ang action really is if you want to get a quick result, okay, you talk to traders. Kasi traders walang bansa, no? So they ang loyalty nila sa profit. So yun lang ang ine-exchange mo doon. You have to do a commercial deal if you talk to traders.
Additional ba? Or, okay. Okay po. The second question, contingency measures, apart from criminalizing profiteering and hoarding, shutting down business, what are other contingency measures are we looking at in the event that, supply runs out and people start, looting? Worst case scenario po. Thank you.
Yeah. I don't know if this is a good thing, but we already have in 2023 a national oil and gas contingency plan. So we have these strategies already in place. I cannot disclose all the strategies as of the moment. So we have this. It was done 3 years ago. And I remember one of the pictures was Yusek Sandy addressing everyone during the beginning of that. So we have that plan.
But one of the immediate response we can do as a country is really save on fuel and electricity, which I hope we can give you some tips later with Patrick here. No? That's if we can cut down our consumption by 20%, that's a big contribution already in making sure that we have enough for longer than even April.
We have TV5.
Good afternoon, sir, ma'am. Nabanggit po sa amin ng DOTR na bago matrigger yung fuel subsidies, we need 30 calendar days na above $80 per barrel. Now, given the price movements internationally, how soon can we reach this 30-day requirement?
Tama, no? Kasi yun ang nakasulat, no? So, I think you all know that ang Dubai nag-close nung March 6, Friday, above 100. I think 100 points something. Okay? So, ang nakasulat sa ating regulasyon really is a 30-day average of Dubai maintaining reaching 80. So, as per our calculation, ang average 30 days is close to $75 already. So we're keeping a watch on this.
April, sir. Yung 1 month. Kailan? 1 month.
No, I mean, as of today, ang 30-day average has reached about $75 per barrel of Dubai.
Kahit na 100.
Yeah, because it's an average. Isang araw pa lang si 100. Yeah.
ABS-CBN. And then, Manila Times. Para distributed. ABS-CBN ka ba? Ah, sorry.
Mawawala eh. Sek, paano naman, pa-explain naman yung sinasabi kasi ng mga consumer, bakit daw sila nagtataas? Of course, I know the answer dahil nagko-cover na ako, but I want you to answer. Bakit daw nila itataas? Eh, hindi naman nila kinuha yun last week lang. Stock na nila yon. Pakipaliwanag mo ang patakaran. Bakit sila nagtataas kung old stock naman ang ginagamit nila? Mike, please. Mike, please.
Kahit anumang, maraming calculation man. But basically, just to simplify, Alvin, it's the replacement cost. No? So, hindi naman yan, unang-una, kahit dumating na dito yan, ang presyo niyan, hindi yun yung price ng date of delivery. No? So, magkuusap pa yan sila kung anong presyo, may agreement sila. Pero, as a practice now, here in our industry, we compute it with historical of the week, no? Average of the week, tapos yun yung ang average na yun, yan yung ina-assume na cost ng pagbili ng bagong stock. So it's not when nila kinuha, when nila binili, or when nila na-receive, kundi kung ano magkano na yung replacement. Imagine now, if we still stay with the price 2 weeks ago, wala silang pera pang bili ng bagong stock. So that's the practice. But if it goes down also, talo din sila, no? Pero kung umakyat, talo tayo.
Kasi yun inisip ng tao. Old stock yun, bakit mo ibibenta ng current prices?
They don't actually firm up the price on the date of delivery. So, replacement na lang. But just to be simplified, it's a replacement cost of the stocks.
Manila Times.
Hello, sorry. Clarifications lang po. Ito na po ba yung pinakamataas ng jump in fuel prices and also kung ito ba yung highest retail price rin po? I will ask the second na lang po after that po. Sorry.
In a single week increase, I think this is the largest single week adjustment. Okay.
You mean tomorrow's?
Tomorrow, yeah. I'm sorry. The forthcoming increase. Not the highest price, but yung adjustment, single adjustment for 1 week adjustment, ito na siguro yung pinakamalaki in terms diesel, no? Diesel.
I see po. And then yung my second one is with regards naman po dun sa mga airing stations po, will the show cause order stand in court kahit na nasa deregulated environment po tayo? It will?
Yes, a show cause order precisely gives the opportunity for the other party to explain. So, will it stand in court? Yes.
Okay po. I see po. Okay. Thank you po.
Okay, PTV4. Sorry? What? UNTV. Labo mata ko.
Magandang hapon po. Asher Kadapan Jr. po from UNTV. So, yung mga orders po ng mga oil companies for the April 16 onward supply, sabi po ni Director Rino, they were trying to secure yung confirmation kung makukuha na nila or makukuha nila yung mga orders. Ano na pong status nun ngayon?
We are some have accepted the orders already, no? Some still at the same terms and some are on higher price, but some also haven't received any response. So iba-iba yung mga responses. I think it's as explained by Yusek Sandy, that's a wait and see attitude right now of the international market. But there is no. For sure, there is supply. I mean, it's the price that you have to determine lang na magkakaiba. Ang supply nandyan because we have enough in the whole world to feed all countries with petroleum products. So it's a matter of are you willing to pay for this price? So pero luckily we have enough time for the negotiations to start na, no? And enough time for the delivery, which is end of April. All right.
So, just like to inform everyone that it's not only the price that we're doing because this is composed of different strategies and among them is energy efficiency or yung walang sayang na paggamit ng enerhiya. So, we have Director Patrick Aquino to discuss.
Magandang araw po. Yung amin pong paalala, we'll provide you with the clips. Simple lang naman po yun na practical naming sinasabi sa ating mga kababayan, pag sasakay po tayo ng sasakyan, i-check po natin yung gulong. Kalimitan po, pag mali po yung tire pressure, 1 to 2% po yung nadadagdag sa konsumo po. Pangalawa, yung paalala natin na sama-sama kung kayang may pupuntahan tayo, mag-carpool na po tayo. Kung kakayanin naman po, mag-public transport tayo or mag-active mobility. Pangatlo po, yung ating po mga sasakyan, panatilihin po natin yung maintenance niya. Kapag hindi po na-maintain po yung ating mga sasakyan, ang nakikita po natin, 5 to 10% po yung nadadagdag dyan sa konsumo. At yung isa pa nating paalala, pagdating naman po dun sa pagmamaneho, observe po natin yung ating speed limit. Huwag po tayong mag-hard braking. At lalong-lalo na po yung hinahon lang po tayo pag nagmamaneho. Driving behaviors po, nakikita natin, nakakadagdag na naman po yan ng 1 to 2%. Doon lang po sa mga binanggit ko, aabot na po ng 20% yung matitipid natin kung ipapractice po natin to. Wala pong mawawala sa atin, hawak po natin yung pagmamanage ng konsumo natin. At kagaya po ng ating patuloy rin na ipinopromote, kung meron po tayong kakayahan or mag-upgrade po tayo ng mga sasakyan, pinopromote po natin yung mga electric vehicles. Ang electric vehicles po, pag battery electric vehicle, kung 5 piso po yung ating traditional na sasakyan kada kilometro, pag battery electric vehicle po, nasa 1 peso 71 centavos per kilometer siya. Pag ang gamit po natin ay hybrid electric vehicle or plug-in hybrid electric vehicle, nasa 3 pesos and 50 centavos kada kilometro po siya. Ang ikinabuti po pagka ang ginamit natin ay battery electric vehicles or plug-in hybrid electric vehicle, pwede po natin gamitin yung ating renewable energy. Kung gusto nyo po ng mas madami pang tips para mas fuel efficient po tayo, i-visit nyo lang po yung ating DOE website. Kinakaalat rin namin, sana maging katuwang namin kayo sa pagsispread ng word. At kung marapatin lang po ni Secretary, babanggitin rin namin bilang pagtalima sa inaatas ng ating Pangulo dun sa memorandum po. Ang ating po mga ahensya ng pamahalaan ay nag-i-implement na po ng ating 4-day work week. Sa bahagi naman po ng ating Department of Energy, katuwang rin po yung ating mga ibang ahensya, nagko-conduct na po kami ng mga energy spot checks. Sinisigurado na po namin na ang ating pong resources, papakuryente or fuel, tatalima dun sa inutos na dapat hindi bababa sa 10% ang kabawasan or ang target nga po, aggressively, umabot po ng 20%. Nagkalat na po yung mga teams ng ating Department of Energy, umiikot na po kami sa mga kasamahan natin sa pamahalaan. So, pinapaalalahanan na rin po namin sila na bibisita kami para siguraduhin na yung ating pong aircon nasa 24 degrees, yung ating pong mga biyahe na non-essentials hindi po ginagawa, at yung ating pong mga facilities, dapat po ay mga naka-inverter na po yung ating air conditioning, yung mga ilaw po ay LED, at kung meron na pong mga plano, makapaglagay na rin po ang ating mga establishmento sa gobyerno ng solar. Marami pong salamat.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, everyone.
Maraming go ahead.
For power lang, yung power kasi makapaghandaan natin. Kasi for March, most probably makapababa pa. Hindi pa siya ganun ka-immediate. Ano ginagawa ng DOE naman to ensure na yung power rates ay hindi tumaas ng sumipa din ng todo by April?
If petroleum products increase, power will also increase. Not by the same rate, probably, but it will increase. We have done our simulations also, and we're trying to work out na baka we can contain the increase or wag na siya umakyat. Why is there a possible increase? Because coal only had a slight increase, but the transportation and insurance is more expensive now. Nat gas or LNG, the imported gas natin, it comes from basically from Qatar, which has closed down. So we have to find other alternatives. And the price of liquefied natural gas is now triple, from 12 pesos to about more than 25 na. So it's more expensive, but we have Malampaya gas also. So there are solutions. That's why DOE has to be proactive in trying to contain the impact of this problem. Kasi habang wala pa yung impact, pinaplanuhan siya. But we have done simulations. It will affect the price of electricity in the coming months if we do not do any interventions. I think, if I'm not mistaken, around 16%. I mentioned that in Congress earlier. 16%. Kung 10 pesos per kilowatt mo, 16 is 160. Magiging 1160 ka na. That's small and big, no? Pero yes, there is an impact, and I think we're trying to find ways to mitigate that, not only on the grid area but also in off-grid kasi diesel-based sila. So we'll report on that once we have more definite plans and calculations.
Sorry, pwede po maghabol? One question. Okay, so the Philippine Chamber of Commerce and Industry says po kasi that the risk of regulating gas stations strictly may compel gas owners not to sell their fuel anymore kasi rather than malugi sila. Punishable po ba to for them kapag they choose not to sell?
Yes,
their
because
fuel?
that's under their contract with us and what their permit is. You cannot hoard nor refuse to sell. Kasi commodity to no? Parang bigas lang yan na ayaw magbenta dahil naghihintay ng mas mataas na presyo, and that's hindi na makatarungan yan.
Okay.
So let's be fair to our fellow Filipinos. Everybody we won't have a problem as long as the gas stations are doing what they're supposed to do. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Sec, question lang po. I hope I can be heard. Gabi Galang of Manila Bulletin. I would just like to ask, how are the off-grid areas protected from the price spikes? Since their assets are diesel-based, so what interventions can be done here? And on top of this, kamusta na po yung status ng 1 million barrel acquisition from South Korea and Japan since they're stopping exports to support their domestic supply? Thank you po.
For the off-grid, did you ask about the off-grid in the first
Yes po, ma'am. Yung kamusta po yung off-grid areas?
On the off-grid areas, President Coco Nograles is already talking to their suppliers and also to ERC because we need some adjustments on their budget as well as maybe get better terms with the suppliers. So we will report once we have confirmation on what measures they will take. Yung second na question mo, I forgot already.
What's the status to acquire 1 million barrels of diesel from South Korea and Japan since they're stopping exports to support their domestic supply? Thank you po.
Alright. So, I don't know about the 1 million barrels. Wala pa namang parang nag-explore pa lang kami. Pero, you have to remember that it's not just South Korea who can sell to us. There are other possible suppliers. There are, I think, Brazil, Venezuela, sounds like Brazil, US, I think Canada also has some, and then India, even as far as Africa and Europe, there are suppliers also. So if we cannot get from South Korea, then there are other options, and that's what we are doing now, checking who are willing to sell at the price that we are able to pay.
Thank you po.
Okay, thank you everyone. Makain na nga ng choknat. $87 inspected, 71 recorded violations, 55 pa lang yung show cause order. So 87 ang na-inspect na. 55 pa yung show cause order.
Noong waiting sa haba nito.
Taxi driver.
Taxi driver maganda.